Shut up, not this time. Hands on heart, eyes up high. We were made to testify. Charlie and Mike, Charlie and Mike, God and country, we stand right. Truth on fire, we won't hide. USA, USA, side by side. Let them hear us clear and loud. One small voice can move a crowd. Charlie and Mike, Charlie and Mike, God and country, we stand right. Truth on fire, we won't hide. USA, USA, side by side.
Howdy do. So this is Mike, and Charlie's coming. He's in the background. He's trying to he's not at home, and he's trying to get his stuff all set up. So as soon as he gets that all laid out, he'll be on with us. So how y'all doing today? He had to drive up to the top of a mountain somewhere to get the signal because he's out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know what he's doing. But anyways, he's going to be with us in just a second. And did y'all see the news? There's stuff breaking all over the place. I posted it on my Facebook page. It's blowing up. I had to turn Facebook off in the background because they're going ding, 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 ding. It's insane. Let me go ahead and you ready, Charlie? You look like you're ready. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. All right. We'll bring Charlie in. How you doing? Oh, he got the gear on.
That's right. Yeah, I'm actually, I went straight from headquarters up to an event. I can't even tell you what event because of my military affiliation. Because it's a political event, I can't even tell you, which that kind of sucks. But anyway, yeah, I got put on orders, and I'm doing emergency preparedness training with the Office of Emergency Services and CAL FIRE and different fire and police agencies with the military. I can't even tell you what I do. I normally would not be in uniform because we're doing a political broadcast, but as long as you don't see my name tapes.
You can always take your hat and your blouse off, can't you?
I can, but I literally rushed out here to the truck. I wish I could show you all this. How you have it? That first shot you saw was me having the camera facing the wrong way. There's a Ram pickup right in front of me, and I'm parked. I got the engine running and the air conditioning going because my dog Spike is here and it's a little too hot for him. But anyway, what a day. And I've been trying to follow what's going on in the news and what's going on with Thomas Massey. I definitely want to talk about that because I would like a little clarification from you, Mike. And sure. Hello, everybody. My name is Charlie Simons. I host a show called Do Not Talk on Rumble, rumble.com/Do Not Talk. And I work with Mike, Patriot Mike, who's become just an extraordinary friend and a mentor, and we're doing this show every Tuesday night. If you can let folks know, we normally start at 6:15 Pacific, 8:15 Central Time, and fill in all the time zones in between. We got a little late start though, and that was because of me. My apologies for that, Mike. I'm sorry we started late.
No problem. You were saying I'm a mentor. You've got 30 years in this business, in the broadcasting business. So I should.
Oh yeah, not in broadcasting. No. You're not my mentor that way. You're my mentor in. I'm
just saying.
Because of you, I thought if Mike Cook can be so successful having a podcast, that I could maybe even just, if he can do it, I can do it. It was that kind of thing. So I don't know. There's more than that. When I was first starting out, it was Mike who really helped me along and got me started in ways. And you realize, Mike, that's like 5 years ago now. I can't believe it.
It's been a couple of weeks. You were when we first met was on the radio. I don't know, somehow through somebody, somehow I got on the radio with you out there in California somewhere. I don't remember. It was on a
Well,
Wednesday.
before I got kicked off Facebook, I used to have people sending me shows. Oh, you'd like this guy. Oh, he's a Midwestern guy. He's just a good old boy, and you should check out his show. So I did, and I don't know what prompted me to contact you through Facebook. I'm not on there anymore. They deleted all my pages last summer.
We need to get you a burner phone and figure out some way to get you a new Facebook.
I know. I would like to be back on there, but not because I'm particularly that fond of Facebook and helping out Mark Zuckerberg, but because it's free advertising and it's hard to beat.
Well,
with the reach it has.
Yeah, and right now I got a post on Facebook going viral because I posted about Thomas Massey losing. Do you know there's still a lot of what did I call him? What did I call him on my show today, guys? Masses, MASSS, masses, MASS, masses out there just very upset that he didn't quite bring it home. So anyway, yeah.
I would like to understand that a little better. Maybe you can help me because I've been training all day and working all day and I didn't have time to go home and change or anything, but I'm not home now. I'm out on the road, but I've been trying to follow this whole thing with Thomas Massey, and this is the race for Congress in Kentucky. And why did President Trump turn on him in ways that I've never seen him turn on a fellow Republican before? I mean, I thought the whole Marjorie Taylor Greene flip was bad, but this is next level.
Well,
he's literally put out that
flipping
video saying this is the worst congressman ever. And I thought, President Trump, why don't you come on out to California? I'll show you some really bad Congress people. I mean, it was almost violent. This video that he put out saying, "Don't vote for him. He's the worst thing ever." You know, the whole we're gonna lose the entire country if Thomas Massey gets reelected.
Well,
I thought he was a really good conservative. I thought he was an actual good conservative who was always voting with Republicans most of the time.
Well, yes, okay. He votes most of the time when it doesn't matter. You know, when they're renaming the bridge across the Missouri River or whatever, yeah, he votes with the Republicans. But when they want to put a freeze on the spending for Joe Biden, he votes with the Democrats. When he wants to, when they want to have the big beautiful bill for Trump, he votes with the Democrats. When he wants to when they want to defund ICE, he votes with the Democrats. He's endorsed by Ro Khanna, Hakeem Jeffries, AOC.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Code Pink.
Why would those idiots be involved? I mean, unless they wanted to see him get voted out.
Uyghur Young Turks guy. What's his name? Uyghur, whatever his name is. He's endorsed.
Oh, that idiot. Right. Yeah.
Joy Behar endorsed him. I'm just saying. Thomas Massey was a never Trumper in the beginning. And he's always been a never Trumper. He jumped on the.
Okay.
Thomas Massey said in 2023 that Donald Trump was going to lose 2024 election and he was going to go to jail for a long time. He said 2 weeks before Joe Biden dropped out of the race that Joe Biden was about to catch his wind and he was going to slaughter Donald Trump in 2024. So why?
Okay, I did not see. Obviously, I haven't followed Massey that closely. Then okay, well, good. I'm glad he's gone. You're telling me he lost?
He never endorsed Marjorie Taylor Greene either, not one time.
No, you're right. That's a good point. He never did.
So, and here's another thing. I just want to. This is something I talked about on my show. Let me put this up since I have it here. Let me just put this up. There it is right there. 54 to 45, and everything's done. Massey's conceded. It's over. So just wanted to put that on the screen.
Okay.
Thomas Massey.
Okay, thanks for that clarification. I haven't followed it that closely. Obviously, we got enough to worry about out here in California.
Yeah, I know, right? You got all your things. There's another fire in Simi Valley. How good could it be, right?
Yeah, and I have family down there. So I've been writing them. You okay? A buddy of mine who's running for governor of California, Daniel Mercury. He sent me a video, and the fire was freaking right there, almost in his backyard. I'm like, oh, dude, this sucks. He was being evacuated. Awful.
Yeah, and I was telling people that Simi Valley is kind of an upper middle class to rich neighborhood.
It's the home of the President Ronald Reagan Library.
That's where his ranch was at, and it's rolling.
Well,
it's rolling grassy.
He was Santa Barbara. His ranch was Santa Barbara.
I thought it was in Simi Valley, but maybe you're right. It's been a long time since I cared. But it's kind of a rolly foothills type place, and I was telling.
Oh, it's beautiful. If I was at gunpoint forced to live in Southern California, I'd want to be in Simi Valley, I think.
And what I was telling people is it gets dry out there, and then the winds are blowing, and you get a fire going down in the valleys. It goes right up the mountains. So the thing is, you're not allowed to clear anything to prevent the fire.
Nope.
So, around here they'll just plow a fire break in. So, but out there you can't do that. But it's a little flatter around.
Because you're smarter. You're smarter folks out there than we are here.
I don't know about that, but your politicians. Anyways, I was going to say about Thomas Massey something about character. Okay, so Thomas Massey's wife died. Tragedy. Okay. Within a few weeks, he started dating this chick that's turned on him and spilling the beans. Have you seen that stuff?
Within a few weeks of his wife dying?
Within a few weeks of his wife dying, he started dating this chick. He got her a job in Congresswoman Spatz, the Ukrainian gal office.
And then they broke up, and she got fired. Yes, I remember that now.
She's been talking. She's been
sorry.
Tea,
I'm up here in an area with a whole slew of rednecks, and everybody's got almost no mufflers on their trucks, and it's always
okay.
loud.
We couldn't hardly hear it. So,
good. Okay.
So here's here and look. When it comes to, I say this on my show, who's cheating who and who's being true and who don't even care anymore, and who's doing right by someone tonight and whose car's parked next door. I don't care. I don't care who you're messing around with. It's none of my business. But the character. I want to talk about the character. So he went from her to several other women and then finally married a woman who was on the staff of Rand Paul. Fine and dandy. All fine. But what I understand is after his wife died, he was basically a man whore for a little while, which is fine. You live your life how you want to live your life, right?
Yeah.
But all the people who like Thomas Massey like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and the rest of them that have been bashing Erica for not mourning properly after Charlie Kirk's death.
Right.
So Thomas Massey,
right.
It's a double standard. Thomas Massey can go start hooking up 3 weeks later, but Erica, she can't do anything right.
Right.
That's a double standard. And the other thing is, you got Marjorie Taylor Greene supporting Thomas Massey. Marjorie Taylor Greene got divorced from her husband because she was having extramarital affairs, one of which was a cult leader, polygamist, what do you call it? Dude down there. Polygamy dude, the sex guru guy. That was one of them. And then you got Bobart. Bobart had issues with her marriage and movie theaters and stuff. I don't know if you remember that. They're all there supporting Thomas Massey. My point into that is you have lack of character.
Whores of a feather flock together.
Again, if you want to do those things, that's fine by me. If you live your life, you want to go sleep around, you want to go the movie theaters, you want to do all those, sex cult, polygamous sex cult things. Cool. You get to live your life how you live your life. But I'm just like, there's a real character problem in Congress. But I mean, I could have said that without all of that.
No, that makes sense. Thank you for explaining it to me. And I get it now. And I'm glad. I feel better about that little video President Trump did. Because, again, I haven't been following it that closely. We got our own thing going on here in Kentucky.
Yep.
Okay, fine. Rand
There's
Paul.
There's Jeff Lockington, who you had on your show. He's calling.
There's what?
Jeff Lockington on the screen. Look on the screen. Can you see it?
Oh,
you
Jeff,
on your phone.
I can't read it.
It's Jeff.
I'm on
Lockington,
my phone.
The
Hello, Jeff. Hello, Pastor. Hello, Pastor. I sure did appreciate getting to meet you.
He's calling me out for being a specialist.
Dang it. That sucks. My OIC has been dragging his feet for about 2.5, 3 years now. I'm not kidding. That sucks. I know. I should be a staff sergeant by now. But oh well, these things happen. Such is life in California. That's so funny because just today I ran into a colonel who, when I first met him, he was still a second lieutenant, or he was a second lieutenant when I first met him and trained with him and did stuff with him, and now he's a colonel. It's like, dude, what's the deal? You're still a specialist. What are you doing? Who are you pissing off? What are you doing wrong?
It's politics. It's California. It is what it is.
It might be. It actually might be. It might have something to do with it. Because I should not. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead. All right.
Well,
I got one more thing about Massey, but go ahead.
Okay. What is it? No, let's hear it.
Oh, so
that's more interesting than me.
I got to give you the background, okay?
Okay.
So Massey, it's come out. Laura Loomer and some others have put this out there. They have to actually have text messages. Massey gave everybody burner phones, all of his girlfriends and everything. And in text messages with his staff, he named his apparatus, his manhood, and he named it Pine Cone. When he would talk about himself, he would talk about his pine cone. So as the
is that because his kid's covered in thorns and sap?
I don't have any idea. But so as internet
pine cone. No, wait. Let's explore this. Does that mean it starts out really thick at the bottom and then goes into a little tiny point? What? Pine cone?
I'm just talking about.
Does that mean squirrels are always crawling all over it, trying to get to the tiny little nuts? What? Pine cone?
I don't know, but the memes. You do it to yourself, Massey. You do it to yourself. You shouldn't say anything on the internet's on the internet. I'm just saying.
Pine cone. What an idiot. Good. I'm glad he's gone. What's he going to do next?
Go on The View.
He won't quit. He'll run for something else.
Maybe get a job on CNN or MSNBC with Michael Steele. So.
That's what I'm thinking too. Exactly right. He's probably got a nice little cushy media job waiting for him as the turncoat Republican that Donald Trump can't stand. That's okay. You got a job with us. Donald Trump hates you. Come on, work for us for $300,000 a year.
Brandon, I know Brandon, the Brandon Show. What I'm not even gonna say what you said in the chat room. I'm not gonna do it. And I know you.
I can't even see the chat room on my phone here.
I know it sucks, right? It's on the screen.
Yeah.
I can make it bigger, maybe. Can you see it on the screen?
Yeah. Let's see. Show comments on stage.
It's on the screen right by my face.
No, seriously, our pictures that I'm looking at right now on my phone were the size of a postage stamp.
Okay.
You remember postage stamps? Back in our day, we used to have to lick something and put it on an envelope, and it wasn't a pine cone.
Well, never mind. Oh, anyway, this could go downhill in a hurry.
Holy crap! What a clown.
When you think about all these politicians, you think, I would run for politician, but that's kind of a crappy job. And then you think about it and you say, you know what? There's crappier jobs than politician. Not many. For
It's
example,
Hollywood for ugly people.
here,
What it
here's
is.
sometimes they say that job's full of crap. Well, this is really one of those jobs right here. That's a crappy job. The guy that has to clean that up. That's a crappy job. Right there.
No doubt. No doubt.
Anyways, I saw that the other day and I thought, oh, that sucks. So, that job is full of crap. So, phone books were hard to read and yeah, right. Talking about getting older. Things you can't
One of the
unlearn from
things-
500. Yeah.
One of the things out here in California that we're dealing with now is an unhinged Democrat Party that has put us in a state of bankruptcy. But the Democrat Party itself voted and actually passed a law in California. We didn't get to vote on it. Dag nabbit.
Would you drop your phone?
I did. I've got it strapped to my steering wheel. I wish you could see this setup I have here. It's pretty hilarious, actually. It's so low rent. It's ridiculous. But anyway, Governor Newsom has now decided we're going to hand out diapers to all the po folks. All the po folks are getting free diapers.
Crappy business.
Exactly, but just the po folks. Anybody who gets what's called Medi-Cal. I think we covered this last week, though, didn't we? About the free diaper program.
Yes, I think we did. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
This state is so broke that, but they will never be able to declare bankruptcy as they should because we are broke. Because they passed a law saying that it's illegal to declare bankruptcy. That's a good trick.
I wish you could do that just borrow money. Did you see what Zoltron did out there? I mean, the mayor of New York City, I got to make sure I clarify that. Some people don't watch my show. I nickname everybody, so I call him Zoltron. That's what because I don't, by the way, his name means praise be to the Muslim God, and I'm not going to say that or all power to or something. I don't care. I call him Zoltron.
Yeah.
So did you see what he did? He balanced the budget of New York City. Did you see that? It was $12 billion deficit. He fixed it. Did you see
Isn't that a great? That's excellent. What a mathematician. So they hired themselves a nice little Islamic accountant, apparently, and he's really creative. He's got there's 2 sets of books. They learned that from the mafia, I think. But it's embarrassing.
They are the mafia. I mean,
they are. It's embarrassing what people are falling for, though. That's the saddest thing. For example, going back to the Thomas Massey thing, did you see that ad campaign commercial that was out? And then they were interviewing people. One thing I got to see on my way here, actually caught this about this commercial was put out by some kind of political action committee thing with Thomas Massey supposedly having sexual encounters with Ilhan Omar.
Yes, I saw it.
And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
It was a little AI deal, and
of course it was AI,
but it wasn't right.
And but there were people who took it seriously. This is what worries me. Even if they're on our side, because they were being interviewed, this couple, and they asked, who'd you vote for? And they said the other guy. And the interview asked why, and they said, well, we saw a commercial where Thomas Massey was having sex in a hotel room with Ilhan Omar and OAC. They thought it was legit. They thought it was serious. They believe it could have happened. Yes, of course.
I mean, you see all the stuff Madison Cawthorn says they have parties, so.
But the embarrassing thing was the fact that somebody would see something, and scary thing to me, that somebody would see something created, obviously AI, not the real deal, and take that as gospel.
You
Well,
want to see the flip side on that? Want to know the flip side of that?
yeah.
I
What?
don't have it pulled up, but Donald Trump came out today screaming at Thomas Massey because Thomas Massey pulled up an old endorsement of him from several years ago and ran it as an ad.
Interesting.
Trump
Making it
demanded
look
he
like
pull that
Donald
down.
Trump
Yes.
was endorsing him again.
Yep.
Okay.
Talk about the dirty trick.
My apologies.
When in reality, it looked a little something like this right here. The Trump smiling as he throws Massey out. Sorry, Thomas, you're fired from the GOP.
You're fired.
Yeah, so that's
What
good.
else? What else did I miss while I was on post?
Well, here's another one. I tell you, the memes are the best. I love it when the internet does their thing. Here it is right here. It's a Bobart says crap. Oh, she said a different word. Now it says getting ready to apologize to Trump. She's putting on her makeup. So
That's Bobert.
yeah. So you gotta have a good time. I got some of his concession speech if we want to do that. And let me do one other thing though here real quick. Oh, I could do that one too. I got Kennedy. There was hearings and Kennedy was in the hearings. Let me let me pull this one up. I did this one on my show. I think you'll get a kick out of this one. Babylon
Okay.
B. The Babylon B. I don't know if you're familiar with the Babylon B, but they bring
Oh yeah,
tomorrow's
of course.
news
I love
today
them. Those guys are
in the
brilliant.
form of satire. They say scientists discover tea tastes best when dumped out and replaced with coffee.
I agree with that study.
U.S. A team of beverage scientists released a report on Tuesday that details an incredible discovery. Tea tastes best when dumped out and replaced with coffee. Tastes great, says Dr. Bean Yuba. We finally cracked the code. Dr. Eric Folgers and Don Francisco held mugs aloft in salute. It had been a grueling 7 weeks of experimenting to perfect the flavors of the tea leaf. It works with all sorts of tea flavors, even the fruity ones, explained Dr. Maxwell Haas. Just prepare a hot cup of tea and dump it out in your nearest sink or harbor. Then replace the contents with coffee. Best cup of tea you'll have, guaranteed. Dr. Haas started his day with a bold cup of Earl Grey tea that had been swapped out for his favorite Starbucks concoction. I don't know why he'd go to Starbucks, but okay. I'd rather have the tea.
No doubt.
Anyways,
Yeah.
It tastes to him like the sun glistening on the morning dew. The day unfolding into a new beginning. It's brilliant. Tea makers have reportedly protested the findings, suggesting the research was stifled by an obvious coffee bias. The beverage scientists, each an expert in their field, have dismissed the naysayers. No bias here, just great tea, they said in a joint statement. The study was funded with a $500,000 grant from the state of Washington. Anyway.
That's brilliant satire in double ways. That's a double whammy because they're also making fun of all these studies that are paid for.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch there. You could throw
by
the tea in the
whomever.
harbor. Another.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's brilliant. And it's true. I mean, the scientists are going to find whomever pays for the study. Suddenly, you're going to be put in the best light by these people who are supposed to be, giving you an honest assessment of their research, and they're not.
Right.
They're
Well,
just not.
it's all BS anyway.
Yeah.
Just eat, drink,
really.
and be merry, for tomorrow we die. Just have the cake and eat it too. That's what I say.
4 out of 5 dentists recommend Trident gum for those who chew gum.
That's right, they do. And the next time you're out this part of the woods, we'll go to Culver's and we'll have some frozen custard. Because I know when we was in Detroit, you tried that for the first time.
And I loved it. I thought, why isn't this everywhere? It was fantastic. Yeah, that was good.
It beats the McDonald's with the soft serve ice cream that never works. So
Everything beats that. Everything beats that. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Still got this cough going, and I can't mute this microphone.
That's okay. We're good. We're good. So what do you got? What's going on in your life out there in California? I know you've been.
It's weather's great. We finally got something that comes close to spring. That's fantastic. Up in Northern California, see, we actually have seasons, unlike Southern California, which is just one season per year, and that's summer.
Well, I know in the Antelope Valley, they got, when I was a kid, they got 7 inches of rain. It usually came on the same day.
Yep. And then the flash floods. That's right. That's how it was in Bakersfield too. Yeah, other than that, my life's boring. It's full of a lot of drama, but nothing I can talk about. So that sucks. So, next subject.
Well, you can't talk about your current job, but you can talk about your part-time job, your hobby, your interviews, all that stuff. What's going on? You know, you got the governor's race. You got the race out there with old Pratt. I got something for that. There's a bunch of stuff for that.
Spencer Pratt is absolutely fantastic, but I don't have a lot of faith in my fellow Californians, and even my elected representatives have not talked about all the rampant voter fraud and election fraud here. They don't even talk about it when I bring it up with them. Literally, one of my congressman I voted for will say, well, there isn't enough proof that there was enough fraud to sway the election, the presidential election. I hear news outlets all the time, whenever they talk about the 2020 election, they say the falsely reported President Trump's false claim that there was election fraud. They all say it, and including conservative news outlets. It just is infuriating to me, and they've done nothing about it. So when this whole thing happened with the Palisades fire down in Southern California, Palisades and Malibu and all these multimillionaires losing everything, and I'm quite convinced so they can build their little smart city. I'm quite convinced that's what that was about. Because every time we have these massive fires that are very suspicious, they're always in such nice areas, aren't they? They're always
it was
Maui,
definitely arson. It was definitely arson.
Maui, Paradise.
I never let a crisis go to waste, for sure. And they definitely don't want people rebuilding there. So
Spencer Pratt, who's living in an Airstream trailer on his property with everything's gone except for anything that was brick is still standing, but that's it, is a real deal. He and his family were living in a hotel for a while, but that was too expensive. So they got their Airstream trailer. They're living on the property, and that's a real deal. But I said, even after the Palisades fire and everyone was so furious at the Los Angeles mayor, Karen Bass, they were just livid. She was in Africa accepting some kind of award or going to some kind of ceremony of some goofball drug lord over there who claims to be a king. And I said then, she'll be reelected. And people laughed at me, and I'm telling you right now, she will be reelected. People are
they cheat
stupid.
Like crazy. So they just had a lady.
And then there's that. That's why I brought up the cheating. So everybody's talking about Spencer Pratt, and he's doing brilliant stuff that he's been putting out with the funny videos and going after Karen and the other what's the other opponent's name? Total socialist, Islamist.
Ban barbecues.
Yeah, once banned barbecues. They pulled out of the last debate that was supposed to be happening again with Spencer Pratt. They pulled out. They both pulled out because he made them look so bad.
Yep.
And just that debate that happened 3 weeks ago now turned the tide so much so that I started thinking maybe he does stand a chance. Maybe people are finally sick and tired of it.
I'll go over some stuff with
you. Do?
We'll see what you think. Oh, I got some stuff to talk. First of all, this happened. This broke not yesterday, the day before, and that is the Justice Department announced felony charge and plea deal against Brenda Lee Brown Armstrong, 64, of Marina Del Rey, California, who admitted to 2-decade scheme of illegally paying people to sign election petitions and to register to vote. Prosecutors say Armstrong paid by coordinators to gather signatures, targeted homeless individuals in Skid Row in Los Angeles, offering them
they're handing out cigarettes.
And sometimes letting them use their address, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, she entered a plea deal. She's going to get like 5 years in prison. Okay, she was facing like 30 years. She entered a plea deal and admitted guilt. Why? I'm questioning a plea deal. What was the conditions of the plea deal? This woman for 2 decades.
She's singing like a canary.
And if you're giving out thousands upon thousands of $2 and $3, where are you getting the money? That's a lot of money.
He's paying for that. I saw videos of people being busted giving out cigarettes to homeless people, going to areas where these little tent cities were. Suddenly their addresses. Nick Shirley was brilliant, busting these mailboxes, etc., and post offices where people have a P.O. box, which you're not supposed to be able to do, listed as their home address. Not the P.O. box itself, but the actual post office, the actual mailboxes, etc., kind of place, and so on. Yep. They're passing out cigarettes, not a whole pack, a cigarette. If you'll sign this petition, they're signing petitions and so on.
Yep.
Get registered to vote.
Yeah, and that's what this lady just got busted for. So I'm thinking there's more to come.
But yet they put away Tina Peters.
By the way, she's the governor of Texas of Colorado communed her.
Why are they waiting until June 1st? Why don't they just let her out now? She's already been pardoned by the president.
I agree with that, but the president can't pardon her because it's state level, and
I know
that is a constitutional gray area. But the governor is releasing her on the 1st. So why are they waiting? I don't know.
Why June? Why waiting so long? Anybody else they'd let him? Okay, we're letting you out for time served.
So I don't know, but that it is happening. So I'm interested to see what comes with that. I'm interested to see how savvy she really is, because if it was
I can't wait to see somebody helping her sue the shit out of those people.
Yes. If it was me, I would have all that information on a flash drive somewhere.
She's very, very sick, though. Making her wait even 2 more weeks she's been ill for a while now.
I understand. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that looks like it's happening. Speaking of happening, have you seen this Spencer Pratt video?
No, let's see it. Let me get my glasses on.
Everything is awful.
Everything is awful.
When you're part of the scene, Karen Bass is awful. And burning down our streets. Dirty needles, human waste. We just named 2 awful things. A stolen car, a burned down house. You know what's awful? Everything. Moms in shock, hit the locks. Down the block, lots of tents, a very big mess. Awful scenes are not the best. Camps, traps, and crap, they're awful. Crack, smack, and shacks, they're awful. Slums, and scum, and bums, that's awful. Everything you see or smell or touch is awful. Karen, this is awful. Everything is awful. Part of the scene, everything is awful. And she's killing our dreams. Wait, somebody's fighting back now. Standing up and taking flack now. Spencer Pratt lost everything. Watch the flames take everything. But instead of looking down, he's exposing this whole town. Calling out the corrupt machine. Somebody's gotta clean this scene. Let's go! Truth, proof, and receipts. Not awful. Fight, light, and making things right. Not awful. One man, a plan, and he won't quit. Not awful. Spencer Pratt is done with all of this. Awful. Spencer Pratt is fighting. Everything gets better when you fight for the scene. Spencer Pratt is rising. with all of its shame.
These people are so creative. It's hilarious. I just love it. All the memes there, all of it. I just love it. I'm all about it.
He has run an amazing campaign. It truly has been from the very beginning. He's been getting attention from, all the podcasters. Now, I've tried to get him on the show. I've tried and tried. I've written and to however I know how, but haven't heard anything back. But I haven't seen him actually on too many other podcasts. In fact, come to think of it, I don't think any. Maybe he's doing it, but I don't watch
a little bit. But
yeah.
mostly he's just on the internet doing his thing. And
the left is, screaming because he's MAGA and he's going to be another. And that's what they do. All they have to do is every single campaign commercial out here for a Democrat is, I'm going to fight against Trump. I'm going to fight against the Trump agenda. I'm going to stop Trump. I'm going to do it. It doesn't matter what you're running for, dog catcher, being on the water board. All these morons are putting that in because they're quite convinced that that's the kiss of death. Everybody in their party hates Trump. They all have Trump derangement syndrome. And yeah, that's probably true. And they don't care about winning over guys like me or even independents because they know the majority are Democrats in California. So they don't have to win over everybody, just their party. And their party despises my president. But Spencer Pratt himself has been saying, I'm not a Republican. Everybody's assuming I am. I'm a no party preference. I'm not even running as a Republican. I just want my city to be better. And I'm stepping up and because nobody else is.
Yeah,
I'm fighting to get get my house built. Go ahead.
Are center left. Center left. He slightly left leaning centrist is his politics. But that's okay in LA. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Karen Bass is a full-blown communist like Fidel Castro, best. So, Karen
no
Bass
doubt.
is, yeah. So here's something that caught my attention. I got 3 little videos I'm going to play for you, okay? And it's about Spencer Pratt. And it's just, it made my noggin go, say, there's something happening here. Here you go, listen.
So I have a question. Are we all heading to California to vote for Spencer Pratt or what? Because California doesn't care if you're legal or not. They don't care if you're alive or not. And they don't have voter ID laws that Gavin Newsom signed a law in 2024.
True.
What's stopping us? Let's go.
True.
Everybody's taking vacation to California.
Bags packed. I am ready to go to LA. You guys aren't actually going to Disney. That whole thing was a prank. Why are you going to LA? Oh, the election. Yeah. Spencer Pratt, the Republican. Yeah. We're going there for the election. You going for like a news coverage thing or why are you going to support Spencer Pratt in LA? You don't even live there. Oh, no. No, that would be stupid. No, all of us are going to vote for him. Yeah, there's a bunch of people going to LA to vote for Spencer Pratt. You're an idiot. You live in Texas. This isn't like voting for the president of the United States. You don't vote in California, moron. Yeah, I know. But what are they going to do? Check for ID?
Right. Right.
Nope.
Right.
You can't do that. Oh,
you can.
You can.
Yeah. They're right. You can.
Yeah. I got one more, and then I'll tell you my premise and my thought on that. Okay.
Boy, I hope that's true, man. I would love to see that happen because it would be turning the tables on these morons. The way they've set it up to where all the illegals can vote, and now it's turning against them.
A whole lot of ballots in the mail. This many people do not live at this address. A lot of ballots for LA mayor. Yes, yes, yes. And every single one of these is going to be filled out by one person and voting for Spencer Pratt. Spencer Pratt for mayor of LA. Every single one of these ballots and every single one of these ballots that just came in, we're going to vote for Spencer Pratt by mail. We're doing dozens of them, dozens of them, dozens of them.
Hold on one second. Brandon, go take care of that baby and that wife of yours. Brandon was checking out. Says it's lights out at his house. Yeah. So here you got all these TikTokers going, hey, they don't have any rules in California. What's going to stop us from going out there and voting? And then this guy's got all this stack of ballots that the government sent him. And he's going to fill them out and send them back in.
Come on out, get in touch with me. I'll get you places to stay. We'll set something up. Come on out.
So here's my theory. California's going to have 300% turnout, Carol says in the chat room.
I think this is brilliant.
5 times voter registration out there. But here's my theory. Pratt wins handily, okay? Legally, I don't think that Republicans are actually going to drive out and do that because they're honest people by nature. And the Democrats are going to throw an absolute conniption. They're going to scream and holler that the election was stolen. They're going to scream and holler, and the governor and you're going to have hearings, and you're going to have up there, Adam Shifty Schiff, talking in the way that he talks about how it's just terrible, the fraud. And Donald Trump's going to say, you're right. I'm going to send the DOJ in to investigate if the election was stolen. Can you imagine? Call their bluff. I can see it happen. I really can see it happening.
I hope you've given me new hope. Because counting on my own fellow Californians has been a dismal failure. I don't have a lot of faith in them anymore. I just don't. I wish I did, but I just don't. We've done so many dumb things, and my own fellow Republicans aren't even registered to vote. They're not showing up, and they all give the same stupid, lame-ass excuses. My vote doesn't count. I don't want to vote against God. I've heard Christians say that
one
before.
Right there. One of the things is I posted Donald Trump in the on Sunday. They had the Day of Repentance and declaring rededication to God, right up there.
Yes.
And Donald Trump read scripture, and I posted that.
He did.
And I've got
Second Chronicles.
He's not a Christian. He's not a Christian. And I'm thinking, I got 2 things to say about that. Number one, how do you know? It's a good thing that I don't get to decide who's Christian and who ain't.
Right.
Right? And neither do you. So how do you know? And the second thing is this. This is what blows my... Same thing with Erica. They do the same thing to Erica Kirk. Look at her past. Look at her first boyfriend was a real jerk. And by all the internet stuff, it looks like he was a real jerk. And she did this in her past, and she did that in her past. And first thing I think is I say, well, thank God nobody's judging me by my first wife. I'm just saying. And anybody that lives in central Missouri knows what I'm saying. Second off, aren't you a Christian? You read the Bible and pray and the Holy Spirit and all that. You don't believe in the redemption power of Jesus Christ? Because if he can't redeem Donald Trump...
Hey, fellow Christian.
Yeah.
Hey, fellow Christian, you should be celebrating that a non-Christian is reading God's word. Not only reading God's word, but reading it to the public so that the whole world can see it and hear it. You should be celebrating that. You should be ecstatic over that.
You should be
What
doing
difference
it.
does it make if he's a believer or not? I think that's extraordinary. Do you know of any other president in our lifetime that has done anything like that? The only one that came close was George W. And he's the only one that, President Trump was the only one to show up.
Scripture.
No, I don't remember it either, but I think he did one time. I think he did.
I think Jimmy Carter might have too. Jimmy Carter wasn't a bad guy. He was a leftist, but he wasn't a bad guy. And you could tell.
That makes him a bad guy.
Yeah, I know. But you could tell by how he lived his life after. He didn't get involved back in politics, and he most
certainly did too. They ran to him every single chance they got to get his thoughts on President Trump or whatever Republican was running for office as president. They always went running to him, and he was always faithful in giving them an answer about how awful whatever followed the
my point
fill in the blank Republican was.
My point is, I believe that Jimmy Carter was a Christian too. He was wrong on politics, but he lived a life of servitude, and he professed being a Christian. He professed Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. So who am I to judge, right?
You will know my people by their fruit, right?
Well, and at the end, his fruit
Wasn't he
was
pushing abortion? Wasn't he pushing homosexual marriage?
When he was in office, that wasn't as big an issue as it is now, for sure.
Yeah, but he never recanted any of it.
No, well, and again, I don't say if same thing applies to Donald Trump as it does Erica, as it does Jimmy Carter. I don't get to decide those things. That's between him and God. Yeah, when we get there, we're going to be surprised to the people that are there, and we're going to be surprised by the people that aren't.
Excuse me.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So I just say that I believe in the redemptive power of Jesus Christ. I know Pastor Jeff that was on here earlier. I don't know if he's still on here. I know he believes in the redemptive power of Jesus Christ. And just because you were one way,
as do I. But however, it was never your sins are forgiven. Now get right back to sinning. Your sins are forgiven. Now go and sin no more. Jimmy Carter never recanted. You know what? I'm no longer a Democrat because they're the party of death. They're supporting abortion. They're supporting homosexual marriage. They're supporting everything that I'm against. They're against God. They're against God's people. This party is polluted. I am no longer a Democrat. No, he never did that.
And the prophetic word that's out there right now is that God is dissatisfied with the Republican Party. He knows who the Democrat Party is, but he's dissatisfied. Let me ask you this.
Then I'm with him because I am too.
Which is worse? Which is worse? An enemy who tells you who they are, or a frenemy who works behind your back?
Yep.
And that's who the Republicans are. God says, I appointed you to be a watchtower, and you have fallen asleep. In the Roman days, that was executable. So I'm just saying, I don't get to choose who they are. Somebody in the comment section, and this is true too, was saying that Jimmy Carter was opposed to mail-in ballots. So there's a good thing.
He was, yes. He actually said that there's no better way for people to cheat, but he was opposing it just in general purpose or practice. I don't know how it even came up with him. Why they would get that quote? It must have been after he was president, because it wasn't even something that anybody thought of except for what do they call it? When you're in the military, you're serving overseas and so on.
It was or shut-ins or
what's that called again? What's that? Suddenly I can't think of the word.
What's that?
Those ballots that are mailed in. Yeah, but it's not mail-in ballots. It's somebody in the chat is probably screaming it right now, and I can't see it.
I ain't seen it, so I don't know. I don't know where you're referring to. So.
Well, the military folks, so they can vote overseas.
Oh, yeah, there was a name for that back then, but that's been a long time since I was concerned about that.
Yeah, but I mean that has to stay. That has to stay. But those ballots are conveniently lost, and never show up, so on, because they know most of us vote on the conservative side. I wish I could say I'm super, super encouraged. And California is going to go red at this event that I was attending. That I'm missing dinner right now, by the way. This event that I was attending that I can't tell you about.
Provisional ballots.
I was sitting at. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, people at my table were saying, "Wouldn't that be great if California turned red?" And I said, "California's always been red, always has." We used to be a solidly red state. We're the state of Ronald Reagan, Tom McClintock, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, I'm sorry. but we've always been red. We've just been overtaken by those who know how to cheat the system, and they've given the vote to people who know how to cheat the system, who are going to keep voting for those cheaters because they want the freebies. That's what it's all about. This is all about the
Yep.
freebies. They're not coming here dreamers looking for a better life.
The
But there
freebies
might be
and
a
the fraud.
few of them.
The freebies. And, here's
Completely
another thing
ridiculous.
about all that fraud that's going on, all the fraud that's going on. I played one on my show today. There's some sort of subsidy that the government gives for fuel to, I don't know, businesses, something, right? So some guy, some Armenian there in LA just got busted by the FBI with a multi-billion-dollar fraud scheme getting money from the government for fuel. So everywhere the government, and then Secretary McMahon for the education secretary came out yesterday and said that there's billions and billions of dollars in student loans going to dead people.
I believe
And
it.
everywhere the government writes a check, there's fraud going on. And you got to ask yourself a question. How are these people that have just been in our country 10 minutes, these Armenians, these Mexicans, Puerto Ricans,
Ukrainians,
Nigerians, Somalians, how are these people,
Somalians.
right? How are they coming up with these multi-billion-dollar schemes to get all this money from the government? They aren't.
Great question.
They aren't. It's the politicians that are doing it.
It's going through these NGOs, these non-governmental organizations,
Which
and that's
are
what happened with
organized-
this whole free diaper crap that Governor Hairdo is doing out here. It's all going through an NGO, who the owner and the woman who started this baby-to-baby thing happens to be best buds with Governor Hairdo's wife, Jennifer Newsom. But it all goes through the NGOs. That's how they do it. And then those NGOs make contributions back to those who are calling the shots.
It's not just contribution. Contributions are minuscule. That doesn't cover when this all gets done, we've got a we got a $4.5 trillion income. And then we spend another $3 or $4 trillion in debt every year. Okay. So it's an $8 trillion budget. When this all said and done, 2/3 to 3/4 of that will be fraud. We're talking trillions and trillions of dollars. It's more than that. This insider trading stuff, the reason they don't want to touch the insider trading stuff is because they're not making money insider trading. There's not enough money there to show how somebody goes from a negative net worth to $30 million in a year. There's not enough money in the insider trading. The math don't math. So what's happening? What's happening here is Whitewater and Rose Law Firm and
Cattle futures.
Exactly. This is where the money is being laundered back into the pockets of these politicians who set up the racket with the Somalians or the Armenians or whoever they can get to be the stoolie, because when this crap all falls, they're going to go to jail, which is already happening. And the politician's going to go, I was just insider trading, which is legal for me. And that's what this is. And those of you who don't know what I was just talking about, Hillary Clinton invested $10,000 of not her money into cattle futures, and in 6 months made $100,000. It was the best bet ever that happened in cattle futures. And then the Whitewater was a housing development that never developed, but the Clintons walked away with a couple $100 million in cool cash out of the deal. And the Rose Law Firm was a big-time money laundering deal for the Clintons when they were the governor. This is the type of things that they do. It's all one big, gigantic. I don't recommend watching it, but if you watch the show Ozarks, where the guy was trying to launder money, he was getting all this money from the drugs and stuff. He was trying to
Yep.
launder all this
Yep.
money. He was shoving money everywhere. If you watch the movie Made in America with Cruise, Tom Cruise. Have you seen that one? That's all about
Made in America? No.
That you watch that. Write that down. It's all about
Okay.
the Mena, Arkansas, where they were in a little airfield where the CIA was running drugs.
Tyson
in and out.
Foods.
Yeah,
Best
that was
buds
that.
with the Clintons.
And he was the guy. He was the guy that was flying the planes. And the CIA in the movie, the CIA catches him because he ends up bringing drugs in. Had this whole operation going from the cartels, and the CIA busted him. And said, "We want you to work for us. As you're flying in, we want you to bring guns, and then when you're coming back, you can go ahead and bring your whatever they're paying you to bring back." So he would fly into one country, jump off the guns, then fly over the border to the other country, pick up the drugs, and bring it back. That's what that movie was about. That was Rose Law Firm. That was Hillary Clinton. That was Bill Clinton. That was all of that. And they're doing it today on steroids. Out of the $8 trillion our government spends every year, 2/3 to 3/4 of it is fraud.
This is insane. We're coming up on our 250th birthday, and I don't see us making it another 50 years. I don't see a future for
But
our
God.
nation as we've known it, unless, but God, always. But this has got to stop. This has got to stop in a dramatic way. This has got to stop in a massive campaign against this fraud and people doing the perp walk. People need to pay for these crimes in severe ways. Otherwise, it'll happen again. We need a House. We need a Senate that's a majority of Republican and on President Trump's side, unlike Massey. And they're going to have to codify these things to where this will never happen again. Otherwise, it's just going to be another 10, 15 years. Another Democrat gets in office because we're stupid that way. And next thing you know, everything's going to be rescinded. It's got to be codified by law to where they can't just turn right around and
Not just gotta be
get their new
codified
world
by
order
law.
back on track.
But I think you said
It's
it
gotta
right
happen.
earlier that there has to be massive repercussions to the people involved. Now,
Oh, yeah.
what God is telling me is that we're coming to a time when there will not be enough people in Congress to hold a quorum because so many of them will be compromised and it's going to be exposed. God said, this is what the word God gave me, and this is a bit, I can look it up and tell you the scripture, but it's multiple times in the Bible. God says, I will lift your skirt over your head and expose your nakedness. Now, that doesn't mean that God's
Your
going to
pine
literally
cone.
lift.
It's going to
your
expose
pine cone.
Massey's pine cone.
Well, in essence, that's what just happened to Massey. All the dirty little background things that Massey was doing, all the naughty stuff that Massey was doing is now out in the public. God exposed the things he didn't want exposed. This is going to come in a big way. When it happens, people, this is what I've been saying. This is how God told me to say it, or how he inspired me to say it, is that people are going to self-deport, either the country or the planet.
Or the planet.
I'm just saying.
It has to
the
happen.
easy way. The easy way.
Because it will
It's
be
gonna
so
be
simple for them.
exposed.
Look what happened under 4 years, the 4 years of hell called Joe Biden. Look how
yeah.
he was able to so quickly and easily reverse everything that my president had done during his first term. I mean, just boom, like that. His
on
auto
the way
pen
out the door,
signed
just
away all
loot.
those executive orders, canceled them all. But then President Trump did the same thing when he took over after Obama, didn't he? But Obama would have never been able to get a lot of that stuff codified in the House and Senate because it was insane what he tried to do to us.
And the reason that happened, the reason Joe Biden was able to steal the election, actually, Joe didn't steal anything.
No,
The people around
he's
him
not
did.
smart
Joe-
enough.
Well, especially now. I mean, he was an Alzheimer's patient when he took office. He had dementia. I mean, my dad had dementia, and watching Joe Biden do the same stuff my dad went through, the same cycle my dad went through. I'm like, it's elder abuse, but it was the people around him. It was about the power. It was about stopping Trump. That's what that was all about. Because, as the people that are over on my Facebook page screaming that the only person to stand up to the deep state, Thomas Massey's gone. All is lost, and the pervert pedo Trump isn't going to release the Epstein files, even though he's released millions and millions and millions of them.
It's already been done. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's already been done.
So, but they're over there saying that. What they don't understand, they're not followers of politics. They're followers of the propaganda. They don't understand what's really going on here. The war that's really happening behind the scenes. They don't understand it. And that's part of the problem. These people are over. They're so focused on screaming Jew, Jew, Jew. Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson. They're so focused on that. They don't see what's really happening here. The war. You talked about Joe Biden. When he left, there was an OMG where they exposed some, they get these guys and they dress up a real pretty girl or guy, depending on what they're into. You know what I mean? And they go out on a date with them on Tinder or something, and they just all the beans, right? And I'm thinking to myself, I say all the time, if I'm sitting down at a bar, which isn't going to happen because I don't go to bars, but if I was, and this 9 or 10 or 12 beautiful woman comes walking up to talk to me, I'd smell a rat. I'm just saying. There's something wrong here. This math ain't methin'. I'm just saying, not going to happen. There's a problem.
I have always said that same thing. I've always said that. And but these people serving office and others who have been coerced into doing acts with these, these gorgeous women, scantily clad, gorgeous women, and none of them ever stop to think, I wonder if this could possibly be a setup. No, they're so arrogant. Eric Swalwell, so arrogant. Oh, no, she's really into me. Oh, no, she recognizes my power, my aura of power. They're so freaking arrogant.
Yep, absolutely.
It's hilarious.
And
I love seeing it.
And it turns out now that Swalwell is a dirtbag when it comes to women, but that's a whole nother story. The point I wanted to get
to men are that stupid. We are that dumb.
I don't.
We don't think.
Besides, I've been married 20 years, and my wife is beautiful and perfect and everything, and she's sitting right out in the other room listening to me. So
I'm saying, in general, though, I'm right. In general, especially if we got a couple of cocktails in us.
Well, that's they call it.
We turn stupid. We think, oh yeah, she's into me. She wouldn't even look at me. She wouldn't even pee. She wouldn't even spit on me if I was on fire and she walked past me. But, oh, no, she's into me all of a sudden. Who's this? Oh, she recognizes my power. Because don't you know who I am?
Yeah.
That's what people like Eric Swalwell, that's what men like Eric Swalwell do. And that's why it doesn't really work on women. Women are a little smarter that way. I mean, otherwise.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Those are some fine examples of what I just said being wrong. You're right. Good point.
I'm just saying.
Good couple of points. Not a pine cone point, but a good couple of points.
Yes. So let me finish that thought though, where I was going. So you get this young guy, and he's vomiting out the mouth that he was in charge of dishing out the money. He said they were throwing the gold bricks off the Titanic. Do you remember that? Do you remember that back between Trump getting elected and Trump taking office? They were throwing the gold bricks off the Titanic. Well, some of those gold bricks landed in the Stacey Abrams in Georgia. She started a couple of NGOs after Trump left, or after Trump won, before he took office, and got Joe Biden gave her several billions of dollars for those NGOs. Yeah. And she's out here on CNN the other day saying that it looks like with this Supreme Court ruling that they're going to lose 19 to 25 seats in the House because of the redistricting, but 191 seats at the state and local level because of it, because of that decision. So she says she's starting an organization to fight that with the billions of dollars that she didn't add this part. I'm adding this part. The billions of dollars she got from Joe, our own tax money, is going to fight us. That's how this whole thing works. And of course, she'll have to pay herself $825,000 a year from each of her little NGOs to pay for her operation, of course.
Yeah, of course, because she's all that.
Yeah.
I want to. You mentioned redistricting. All these different states who have tried to pull what California did with their Prop 50, where redistricting Republicans right out of office, right out of any chance of ever having a Republican in that district again. But other states that have tried it, look what's been happening. It's all being overturned. You're welcome, United States of America. That's all thanks to the chowderheads in California.
Well, you know why? You know why it got over? Well, it hasn't been overturned yet in California, but it will be. Do you know why?
It will be, but it'll be too late for this election.
You know why it got overturned in Virginia? Because like California, once they consolidated power, they passed laws to make it much harder to change the districts like they did in California. They had a constitutional amendment. You had to go through this big, long process. Same thing in Virginia. Well, California manipulated and had their little referendum to change the law. So it's quasi-legal, but then there's questions about it, about how the election was done, all that stuff. But in Virginia, they didn't change nothing. They just said, screw it. We're going to do it. Everything be damned. We're just going to do it. Screw you. Well, then the state Supreme Court said, you got to follow the law. You got to follow the law. And you didn't follow the law. And then so they sued and took it to the United States Supreme Court, who said, we're not looking at that. That's a state problem. So it's their whole gerrymander thing in Virginia is done. It's over. It's not going to flip. It's still a 50-50 state. But all of the gerrymandering, like what happened in Tennessee, where they were having all the protesting last week and all that stuff, there was one Democrat state district way out there by Memphis, and the Supreme Court ruled that was illegal because they did it by race. So they redid it, undid it. Now it's gone. And oh my gosh, they're out there on the news, just, on MSNBC. It's racism. Mark Elias was out. Racism. Because the old, bald-headed, white guy, Democrat, socialist, that held that seat is now dropping out of the race, and a young, beautiful black Republican's going to replace him. That's racism.
Did you see who's that one Republican who just saw on a report recently talking about how it's vitally important that we have a vibrant Democrat Party because competition is good and we need competition. I mean, you've been in the minority for so long; they've cut you out of everything. In California, they don't even include you in their meetings, their planning sessions. Republicans not invited. They're not even. They don't help write any of the bills. They don't get into. There is no working together. Yeah. You've been shut out. You've been kept out. As Obama, bin Hussein Hassama said, elections have consequences. Well, you
only for
effed around, and now you're about to find out. And there we have a Republican saying, "Oh, we need a strong Democrat Party." No, we don't. We need that party to go away for good. I don't mind if the Republican Party goes away too. Let's just, vote as Americans, as our founding fathers designed our constitutional republic, not to have a two-party system. They didn't want that. They fought against that. But now here we're stuck with it, aren't we? But why would a Republican say something like that? Is he going to be primaried out? Please tell me.
That was the Speaker of the House or the Majority Leader in the House of the Senate in was it South Carolina or North Carolina that defeated the redistricting, and that's what he said. He said we need a vibrant Democrat Party. Well, that's these people, history is wrought with people saying that their enemy needs to be strong and powerful just like them as they get conquered. I mean, what was it? Who was it that was prime minister of Great Britain? I have a piece of paper. Was it? Who was that? Right before 1938-39. I have a piece of paper signed by Adolf Hitler.
That dude. Yeah, the one before Churchill. Yes.
Yeah, and it was.
I'm not thinking of his name
South
either.
Carolina.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Wars, whether politically or kinetically, are won by the aggressive use of force. Period. Throughout history, since Cain was hitting Abel in the head with a rock, that's the way the world works. He who is the strongest wins. The reason that the Romans in their heyday would kill everybody, salt the fields, and poison the wells is so that their enemy couldn't rise up again. Peace is the absence of enemies, not getting friendly with enemies. It's the absence of enemies. The art of war. In the art of war, it says that you acquire peace by either destroying entirely your enemy or making your enemy your friend. That's the way you get peace, like we did with Japan. See how that works?
Yep.
That's either which we completely annihilated the fighting ability of Japan, and then we made friends with them.
I wish we would do that with Iran.
We are.
President Trump, please, if anybody if it happens to send this show to you and you see this tiny little portion of what Charlie is about to say out here in California, please get it done. Please eradicate that government and own that island and control it and never let them do this again. Please. And please stop threatening them and telling us all that you've threatened them and posting those threats on your Truth Social, which, by the way, how come I don't get any traction on there? How come nobody's, I barely have any movement on Truth Social. What's going on?
There's
but
not
anyway,
a lot going on over there. But let me answer your question. Let me ask you your question. So you're talking about this war. You got to understand the process. Donald Trump, if you've read The Art of War or The Art of the Deal, which is an easier read than The Art of War, Donald Trump is perfecting the art of war right now. Why go to war when you don't have to? Why to go to war? Do you realize that there's an ecological disaster happening in the Persian Gulf right now? Because the Iranians can't stop pumping their oil.
There's an economic disaster. What do you mean ecological?
They filled up everything they could fill up. They tried to run the blockade. They didn't succeed. The Iranians right now are dumping billions of barrels of oil into the ocean because they have to keep
because
pumping.
They can't stop their wells. If they do, it'll back up, and then they got a whole new world of hurt.
That's right. They can't restart them if they stop them. So So what Donald Trump is doing, he's putting maximum pressure on them, and the other thing that he's doing is he's putting doubt. They don't know what he's doing. Appear weak when you're strong and strong when you're weak. That's Sun Tzu. So he was saying it's going to start on Tuesday or whatever he did the other day, right? But then he backed off because the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, a couple other Arab nations says, we think we can negotiate with them. Would you just hold off a little bit,
with
President?
With
Iran. What? Let me finish. With Iran.
The Iranian people aren't running their nation now. It's still the imams.
The Iranian people aren't running their nation yet. Okay. You got to understand. We'll get to that in a second. So yesterday, Iran responded in the negotiation, right? They had it all figured out, but the nukes, well, they come back and said they want billions and billions of dollars reparation. They want the United States to repair all their infrastructure. They're not going to do nukes are off the table. We're going to have nukes whether you like it or not. And all of this, they came back with all this. They're just totally. So what's going to happen? What's happening here is you had all the Arab nations say, okay, let's give peace a chance. You know, there are Arab brothers, so in the name of Allah, let's go give peace a chance. And what did the Iranians do? And so now all those Arab neighbors have got egg on their face. So you know what they're going to do? All right, Trump. And see, Donald Trump can now do it with a whole coalition of their Arab neighbors. And everybody in the world knows Trump's been patient. Trump's been kind. Trump's given them every opportunity. And now we're going to go in. And here's the thing. Marjorie Taylor Greene just said yesterday, Donald Trump's going to send our soldiers to die in Iran. No American soldiers are going to go to Iran. The Iranian people are going to rise up. But first, we have to make sure that they can't slaughter them by the tens of thousands when they do. And that's what's going to happen.
Like they already have.
Let me tell you, God has said through several different prophets that there will be revival in Iran, and the Persian people will turn to Christ en masse, and for a time, it will be a Christian nation.
Lord be praised. I hope that is absolutely true. I pray for that to be true. But I think my point is I'm sick and tired of hearing and watching the left and people in the Republican Party, the rhinos, using President Trump doing this repeated threat after threat after threat against him. I'm just saying, please stop threatening. Please stop threatening. Just do it. He has to. It's the art of war. He has to go through this process. He knows exactly what he's doing, and it's coming. It's coming because the other prophecy is that the imams will die in their caves. That's the other prophecy. They will, and I've been saying all along when they were just last week when they were saying it looks like a deal's going to be made, a deal's going to be made. I said there's no deal coming. There's no deal. Iran will not make a deal at all. Donald Trump's trying to make a deal. He's a deal maker. He's a bridge builder. He's offering an olive branch. We can work this out. No problem. Donald Trump wants a win-win. That's what he does for a living. Win-win. But they're not going to. They're not going to. That God has already declared. God has already hardened their hearts like he hardened Pharaoh's heart. Because God has a purpose in this. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Thank you, Father.
And it's gonna be when it's all done before the election and gas prices are back down to $2 a gallon, except for you guys in California, still probably be $8 a gallon. But everybody's
and $3 of that per gallon is taxes.
The media's not going to talk about it, but everybody's going to know that Donald Trump was right. Speaking of, you want one more little video? I got some Senator Kennedy here. They were having hearings.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Todd Blanche was up there at the Senate having hearings, and Senator Kennedy was doing Senator Kennedy as best he can.
Not even running it through the money, not even
pay for gymnasium fees through Medicaid in California. They'll pay for bicycles, scooters, gym memberships. Did you know that?
Yes, several states do, but California does for sure.
They'll even repay your student loans. Were you aware of that?
I was not aware of the student loans repayment.
Yeah, they'll repay somebody's student loans to encourage them to become a healthcare provider. California, they're just setting all kind of records. These folks are they're wild people. California's got 12% of the population. In the last 10 years, they're responsible for half of these new so-called health providers to provide exorcisms and other things. Now, what the hell are we doing about it? Why has this gone on for so long?
Senator, listen, it's a great question. And what you just described are programs that are allowed under the program. You have a whole other issue in California where a lot of these folks are just stealing the money, not even running it through for exorcism.
They're thieves, aren't they?
They're thieves. Correct.
And California just watches it happen, don't they? Not everybody in California.
Not everybody, yeah.
Well, that's the challenge in a lot of states, is that we don't have a state government, which you all have entrusted to run these programs and take care of the money that you all give them. There's state structures that absolutely do not do any compliance, and they don't do their job. And
Because they don't have no incentive to. They're getting free money. Isn't that right?
yes, I think so. Yes.
Exorcisms. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Under Medicaid, you could perform exorcisms. Now, last time I checked, all that kind of stuff the Bible says should be free.
Right.
You shouldn't have to pay for an exorcism. But
So
evidently
he
you
wasn't
do.
he wasn't saying that as a joke. You're telling me
No.
that that's actually a real thing?
That's a real thing.
We're just learning.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's a real thing out in California. It's illegal. You can do it under Medicaid. You can charge for an exorcism. Why
Lord help us.
aren't the people in California who are be charging for exorcisms screaming separation of church and state? You can't have it, but like Thomas Massey and Erica Kirk, you can't have it both ways.
You know why? Because like me, they don't know. Our media is lapdog. They don't bust anything or anybody. They hide it all because they're all part of it. And they don't know. The majority of people don't get their information from shows like ours. They don't even really watch Fox News. They're still thinking the networks are telling them how it really is. They're still thinking their local newscasts are actually giving them an honest assessment of what's happening in the state. They're being lied to again and again and again. That's why clowns like Gavin Newsom, how they get elected. They lie. They know they don't have to sway the whole state because everyone outside of the state will believe what he says because they don't know any better. Well, in California, we don't even know stuff like that because the media's never reported on it, including me. I didn't even know this until now.
Well, evidently Kennedy and AG Todd Blanche knew, or whatever his name was. He knew. They knew. And that's
Dang.
legal. That's not even the fraud. That's legal. The fraud would be charging it, 10,000 times and having no customers, which probably is. Because how do you prove that, by the way? Anyways, I don't know. If you need to have some deliverance, just get yourself a Derek Prince book and read your Bible. So
There you go. Read the Bible. Absolutely.
It is a solution to a lot of things if you do it.
Start with the book of John. A chapter a day keeps false teachers away.
And that's right. You can read the Bible on all of Charlie's channels and on the Patriot Mike Show channel on Facebook because Charlie does a word a day. If you just go watch Charlie's chapter a day, eventually you get to the whole Bible. Yeah.
I call it Godcast, not a broadcast, not a podcast. It's all about God. A chapter a day keeps false teachers away. I'm currently in 1 Corinthians. We're going all the way through to the end of Revelation. Come on along for the ride.
And what I've been doing now since 1998, I think, somewhere in that time frame, is I've been reading the Bible, and I open the Bible up and I read this page and this page. And then I put it away and I do the next day and the next day and the next day. And I've been doing this. How many times have I read it through? I don't know. I didn't count. A lot. And I don't know if it was 1998 or 99. I don't remember when I started doing this, tell you the truth. This just be honest. It's been a long time. And
it's awesome.
So, and I start there where I started was in the beginning. It said in the beginning. That's where I started. So I said, well, that's the beginning. So I might as well start there. And I read all the way through till it says, if you add or take anything away from this here book, I'll add to you the plagues that are in this book or take from you your name of the book of life. And I thought, well, gee, I don't want to get that wrong. So I went back to the beginning and I read it again to make sure I got it right. And I just kept doing that until recently, the last year or two, I've decided that reading this page and this page is too long. So I just read one page. It gives me, I take in more of it. Does that make sense? Dwelling on just one page instead of two. Now you're doing a chapter, which is like the same principle I just said. So, and however you do it is fine. Read a devotional, jump around, do whatever. Watch Charlie's thing. Get the Bible app on your phone. It's got things you can walk through. However you do it's fine. Just do it. That's
just do it.
Exactly. And what version shall you do? It doesn't matter. just make sure you get the Holy Spirit involved. I read the Holy Spirit Bible. That means I sit down with a cup of coffee and my Bible and the Holy Spirit, and we read it together. That's what I do.
Amen. I love it. Thanks, buddy. Sorry I was on location and couldn't be in studio and couldn't contribute much more than just than what I've done here sitting in my truck. But next week I'll be back in full force.
Well, that's because you had to go out and swear. Is it what how's that go? Swear to your government. I do solemnly swear
that's
and
right.
all that. Is it this one?
So I do solemnly swear to how does it go? Solemnly swear. My dad taught me this. I solemnly swear to do my best to help myself and cheat the rest. I think is what he said. That's what the politicians swear.
When you re-up, that's not quite what you say. But
I'm talking about politicians. He said that's how politicians swear in.
Well, you know what I say? I say re-up, you're crazy. Ain't you heard that? Re-up, you're crazy. Re-up, you're out of your mind.
Yep. Amen.
So
well.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So
thank you, everybody, for checking us out. I wish I could have read the comments. I always get a kick out of that. But we'll do this again next week, Tuesday, every Tuesday at 6:15 p.m. Pacific time, 8:15 p.m. Central time, and you can fill in the blanks from there. And let others know about us. If you could share these shows. And Mike has some good news about a new product that he and I are both involved in this company. You can join us even. You can purchase the product, or you can decide to actually be like us and help get the word out about it and make some money from it as well. And it's called Nueva Life, nuevalife.com. And there's a way for, there's a new product out, a weight loss product that has absolutely, I know everybody's talking about that and everybody's getting these stupid shots. I don't trust those shots. We've seen what's happening to people who get the Ozempic face, they're calling it. The Ozempic face. Have you seen those? Seen what's going on?
Yeah.
Nobody even knows what the side effects of this thing is, but yet everybody's rushing to do it. Well, if you could find a natural way to do it with natural ingredients made in the United States of America, why would you not do that?
That's it right there. The chocolate sauce that makes your pants fall off.
It's
called Snow Slim. I've been taking it every day now for several months, and I'm down below 265. I was 315. I in my closet right here off my studio, I had like 6 pair of pants that one day I was going to fit. Guess what? They fit. I went from a 44 to a 40. I'm just saying.
Good job, buddy.
I know. That's why I say it's the chocolate sauce makes your pants fall off. Your pants, you got to get new pants. But I had some sitting up there from a couple years ago. They all fit. So there you go. It's a chocolate raspberry sauce. You take a spoonful a day. It chases that belly fat away, and it absolutely works. And it's made from the best stuff on earth. If you want to know more about it, you're free to message me at send me a message at patriotmikeshow@gmail.com. If you haven't already purchased from me, and I have a lot of customers and also people, social marketers, but if you haven't already got involved or purchased from me, make sure you put that you saw it on the the Charlie and Mike Let's Talk About It show, so I can give Charlie the credit, because it helps Charlie and it helps me that way. So, but Patriot Mike Show.
You know what else helps both of us is if you hit the like button right now, wherever you're watching this, you hit like. That helps break down the algorithms, and share these shows too. That really helps. And comment. You comment down below, not the chat room I'm talking about, but actually commenting down below. It all works. It's a whole algorithm thing that we're all having to fight against all the time as conservatives. But thank you so much for your attention. Thank you so much.
One more thing.
Yeah.
If you want to support my show or Charlie's show or this show here, without costing you a dime, all it takes is a little time. Here it is. When you tune into Rumble or any of the other platforms and the commercial plays at the beginning, watch the commercial, because we actually get paid on that commercial. That's, it's like a penny, but those pennies add up. And then the other thing is too, if you don't want to watch the commercials, sign up for Rumble Premium. It's like $10 a month. I pay a lot more than that, but so I can stream. But sign up for Rumble Premium And that's like watching the commercial. That $10 you pay every time you watch a creator on Rumble, they get a little tiny piece of that. And I do mean little tiny, but it adds up. It adds up. So, and that's how you support the show without spending a dime. Or
there you go.
$10 a month.
Good job.
So,
or there's a tip thing there too on the page, isn't there? Right down below there. There's some kind of tip button.
There's a little tip jar if you want to hit the tip jar. Some people.
I haven't had anybody tip me yet, but keep holding out hope.
Everybody go watch Charlie. Let's see, Charlie records most of his stuff, so the tip jar's not there. But when you're live,
you're right.
Hit the little tip jar, and that's how you do it. Anyways, and you know, you can give $1, you can give $10,000. It's up to you.
$10,000. Thank you so much. And may God bless you and keep you. Seriously, thank you so much. May God bless America, but most importantly, America bless God.
Charlie and Mike. Charlie and Mike. Talk about it. Tell the truth. God and country in the booth. We stand strong. We hold the line. Won't shut up. Not this time. Hands on heart, eyes up high. We were made to testify. Charlie and Mike. Charlie and Mike. God and country, we stand right. Truth on fire, we won't hide. USA, USA, side by side. Let them hear us, clear and loud. One small voice can move a crowd. Charlie and Mike, God and country, we stand right. Truth on fire, we won't hide. USA, USA, side by side. Oh,